Hi, welcome to this video on Uniswap V2 on nil. Nil's an Ethereum layer 2 with zkSharding. I'm Dennis, I'm part of the DevRel team, and I'm going to walk you through this implementation. What will we cover? We'll cover the general architecture of this example protocol on nil. We'll run through a quick demo and then how to contribute to the DeFi discussion at nil. So let's jump straight to it. A high level of the architecture for this example involves deploying a pair contract to a new shard every time. You don't have to do that in nil. You can deploy your entire app on a single shard. But if you want to fully leverage the parallelized nature of the blockchain and improve your app scalability, then you can deploy different parts of your application on different shards. So for Uniswap, that looks like this, deploying pairs on different shards. That's done by updating the factory contract and the pair contract, which I'll run through in a second. So let's get through the code. So I clone the repo to my machine and open it here with my IDE. We have a bunch of the structure we would expect. I'd like to explain the contracts now. So in particular, we're going to run through the factory and the pair. The factory, in this case, is very much similar to the Uniswap factory, but it implements some alterations for creating pairs, as we know, in particular passing a shard number here for this added deploy pair function. So if we dig into it, we can see that we're able to deterministically create an address, very similar to Ethereum's create 2, but passing the shard, as we can see here, and pass that to the deployment step here. So this is the function indeed that performs the cross-shard deployment for the factory contract. Now, for the pair contract, we make use of the nil currency base, which is very different to the ERC20 standard in Ethereum. Nil currency base is here a helper method or a helper contract that allows us to interact with currencies on nil. And this supports async calls, something that ERC20 wouldn't. As we can see, all the methods have different names than they would on ERC20, making it very different to the standard in Ethereum. So the pair contract very much makes use of this nil currency, nil token standard, where you can perform several different operations that use the helper methods in this contract. So like this send currency internal or the mint currency internal. And for the purpose of this video, understanding that we use nil currency base is very important in the pair contract. So knowing these two things, we can now move on to the demo. Okay, so to the demos right now. We can find the demos inside the tasks directory and then core. And the demo we'll be covering in this video is this first one called demo here. It performs a few steps. In a high level, it creates pairs, doing that here. Before that, of course, it deploys the contracts, particularly the factory contract up there, which we call here for creating the pair. Then it mints currencies and adds liquidity to the pools. That's performed all down here. And finally, it also performs a swap. The swap is done here. And then to end things, it removes liquidity from the pool by burning. So that is done down here. So everything's printed on the terminal. Compiling the contracts takes some time, and actually running this task also takes some time. But I'll show you here how you can run it. So the contracts are already compiled. You can simply run it with a hard hat task like this. I'll run it now, and then I'll pick the video back up once it's done running, because this takes quite some time. So I'll do that now. Ta-da, full execution. So now we're here after this took a while to run. But we have, as expected, the addresses of the deployed contracts. We create a pair successfully. Then we initialize it. We mint tokens, and then we add liquidity to the pool down here. And finally, we calculate what we're going to get out of a swap. And we perform the swap, and we check the balances before and after the swap. And finally, we execute a burn of LP tokens. So we print that at the end down here as well. So this is a full demo flow of creating pairs, performing a swap with them after adding liquidity, and then removing liquidity to the pool and checking the balances. This is our repo on GitHub. If you'd like to contribute, make sure to check the issues section out. If it's your first time, any one of these with this tag is a good idea. If you'd like to raise something else, you can add a bug report or a feature request. These are both templated, so you're able to add minimally some additional information, and it'll be created. The same goes for new feature requests. So a quick recap of what we looked at is the architecture of V2 on nil. We ran a demo using a factory to deploy the pair and also mint some currency and create a pool, perform a swap, and then burn some LP tokens. And finally, we looked at how to contribute to the DeFi discussion that we're starting right now with nil. Stay tuned on our updates, either on Twitter, through our page, through our website, or on Telegram. I want to thank you all for watching the video, and until soon.